Hello, everyone, and welcome to a special bonus episode of From the Fog. I'm joined here by the Lunar Eclipse team. That's Bret, GameDokter, and Nox. And I believe we have one who's just listening in, right?
Yep.
Who's that?
Astra.
And they have graciously agreed to give a little bit of a behind-the-scenes tour for how they did some of the absolutely crazy hauntings that happened to me in the recent From the Fog movie. Now, I'm going to start this out by just giving a couple of fun facts. That episode was recorded over a period of about 12 and a half hours. It normally wouldn't have taken that long. That was mostly my fault because when I first received that custom version from Nox a few weeks ago, I was just like, okay, cool. It's like an early access version like they've given me a couple of times before. And so I just played it like a normal From the Fog episode. In fact, I originally stopped recording pretty much right after the garden was done. But then Bret was like frantically like, whoa, did you get the credits yet? And I was like, credits? And they were like, no. Like, Nox was insistent on this. Like, no. Go check the control. Like, go check. Because I know you got rid of control for like Herobrine in the last episode. Just make sure. And I was like, okay, so I kind of screwed up the sequencing that way, but you know what? We got a longer episode out of it, so it kind of worked out in that.
I think honestly, it almost worked out better than if you'd just done it normally. The pacing was a bit slower.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't intend for it to be a movie. The files are named as like Haunted Minecraft Episode 24. All right, so I guess you guys are running the show then. You guys just show me whatever you want to show me.
Alrighty. So we actually brought this world back to before the episode.
I just got one of the ambient
movie,
sounds.
so we can re-trigger some of the events that happen. Which means, sadly, we do not have the garden anymore.
That's okay. There you go.
You know what? I'm going to enable debug mode.
Oh, we're all spooky ghosts.
Oh, no, not you.
Nope.
You, librarian, you get to stay in survival mode.
Oh, okay. Well,
I don't get to be a ghost?
No ghost for you.
There we are. Oh, now I can't
What should
see
we
you at
start
all.
with? I feel like we should show him behind the scenes in order of the stuff he encountered.
We're always watching.
Right. What was the first thing he encountered again?
Well, the first thing he encountered was the music disc. But
Oh, yes! That's right.
So, the music disc is what starts pretty much everything. You actually weren't supposed to find that immediately, but you did. The music disc is what starts all of the main events.
Before the music disc is played, we added a whole bunch of creepy ambient sounds that sound really distorted. I think you got to hear one of them before you played the disc.
No one want to mention the note that never got given to him, the little lantern?
Oh yeah.
Oh, where was that?
That happens whenever he tries to turn off the auto config.
Because you were supposed to turn off auto config first and then play the music disc.
Okay, so should I do that now?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
There
Me
we
too.
go. Yep, I can see it, and I will attempt to take back control.
Ran it twice. It should be fine. It should still work, hopefully. Where's Liberty?
Oh, where is Liberty? Oh, there she is.
Oh, there she is. Did she drop it?
Oh, I can't tell. Maybe she dropped it in the hall? No?
She has to be next to you to do it. Nox, did you like break the sequence somehow?
It could be something being interfered with because it's multiplayer.
Don't know why she didn't, but one of the first things that was supposed to happen was you were going to get a lantern from Liberty. Honestly, I'm amazed that you got through so much without the lantern.
Yeah, you figured a lot of it out without any of the hints, so it's like...
I honestly started to, like, drive myself crazy because, like, I started to realize that there were certain things that I could trigger reliably, and so I was, like, getting really, like, you know, Pepe Sylvia bored with this thing where I was like, okay, maybe if I, like, go up to the observatory, but I don't touch him and I let him place a sign, maybe if I go up to the top of the tower and do it, like, 3 times in reverse and, like, do the chicken dance, like...
I mean, we had some stuff planned for if you tried to avoid things, but you didn't see it. I'll show you that later in the dream area.
Oh yeah. No, this didn't happen this time. Did you notice that this went invisible?
Yeah, I did. I actually cut a line that I talked about where I thought, like, okay, well, I think I did it wrong when the creator of that, Gold Knight Productions, gave it to me. I think I, like, input the commands wrong, so I think it was actually always supposed to be gone. And I cut a line where I speculated that maybe you just went ahead and fixed that.
We did.
Nice.
Little quick fun fact about the music disc in the chest. If you notice its texture, it's actually animated.
Oh, yeah, hang on. I actually, I just saw it change a bit when I... Oh, yeah.
It's supposed to look glitchy.
Yeah, I think what happened was when I first walked in here, because normally what I do when I get a new version is I go into a world and I have a quick glance around and then I enable whatever texture pack I've been given just to see like if the mod is causing any issues or if it's the texture pack. Like in case I see any problems. So in this case, because it was like literally the first 15 seconds, I hadn't even enabled the resource pack yet.
Understandably
And
so.
another fun fact, if you wanted to play that disc, whenever you pop it back out of the jukebox, it changes its texture, its name, and the sound it plays.
Oh, that's creepy. Hang on, wait. I think I accidentally took a second one.
We're
No,
not
I
replacing the
gave you
existing
one.
music disc.
Okay,
We're
so should
actually
I
adding a whole new one.
should I go play it?
If you want.
Nice. Oh, there you are. See, I actually didn't notice this guy looking at me the first time I came over here, which spooked the audience and not me. I'm actually kind of glad I didn't notice it until I just barely caught the end of it down in the library.
Yeah.
By the way, you did an amazing job on the custom tracks for this, especially Herobrine's Lullaby. I even saw people in the Discord ask for it.
Oh yeah.
I'm supposed to be updating the file on the website. That music can play on the website.
Yep. It's actually version 2 of the song that I made. The first version was on the website.
We should publish
Sounded
it on
kind of
the
bad, so I
channel.
remade it. I might.
How much less terrifying with other people around?
Yeah. This is a lot more on the comfy side of the creepy.
Seeing other people here actually makes me realize that like this would be a comfy multiplayer world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see the player you mean. Dizzle229? Yes, take care. It has reached a higher level now.
Are you... What was that?
We can read our
Dragon
thoughts.
You can wear the
You can
dragon
wear
head?
That doesn't matter.
You can wear any
Did you not
head.
know that?
Thinks we're part of the game.
I didn't know you could wear that one.
I like this player.
I just never thought to try it.
When you walk.
It did not give up.
That is amazing.
Reading our thoughts
And I
as though they
believe
were
the
words on a screen.
where is it?
That is how it chooses to imagine many things when it is
Right.
deep in the dream of a
You can
game.
also get Piglin head.
Words make a wonderful interface.
Remember years
Very
back.
flexible.
Bret.
And less terrifying than staring at the reality behind the screen. Don't I know it?
Oh, that's ominous.
They used to hear voices before players could read. Back in the days when those who did not play called the players witches and warlocks. And players dreamed they flew through the air on sticks powered by demons.
Alright. Anyways, another fun fact, if you had tried to take the music disc out
I had a home
while it was playing the special sound file with your voice, it actually wouldn't stop the sound.
Ooh.
It's not the same with the music disc that comes out afterwards or with the final music disc.
The house was taken by
They behave like normal records.
So if I pull it out, it won't stop the track?
Passed down to the seafloor
Correct.
with all the other
Don't
forgotten
just keep
things.
going.
That is so creepy.
But I remember. fleets
But the
of
disc that
shells
comes out
ever slowly
is the proper disc.
folding down into
Oh yeah,
themselves.
C14. You know what? I think I
Forever
actually
carrying all the
realized
seas
that,
of the
but I thought it
sky
was just like a
until
bug
nothing
because I
remains
hadn't
except
done
giving
that. Because I was
them
playing
ghosts.
around with it for a little bit off camera because I was
ask
trying to sort
yourself,
out the resource pack. And at
could
first I
there be
thought I just
anything
broke
ever
something by
greater
changing
than
resource
this?
packs.
I have always been here. I want fun.
Yeah, we also gifted you record 11 because
I
that's
can
like
hear screaming.
the Herobrine disc.
That one's just a vanilla disc, but it is
I want to wake up.
terrifying.
That's also why in my message to you, I mentioned that the beta was a secret 1.11, when actually the next version that's supposed to come out is 1.10.
Hmm. Wow, you guys really creepypasted this thing.
Yeah.
Now, you guys said that you had, like, an internal story for this, but, like, you deliberately left things open to interpretation, right?
Yeah.
Would you like to know what the intended story was?
Yep, we are gonna have to probably cut it unless we want the audience to hear it.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess you can tell me, and we'll decide later if what we want to show.
So, you know what? Could you play the sound file for when he's in the maze?
For when he's in the maze. Oh, like the final one?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. What in the world?
What?
None of the text on my screen is showing. Like, my chat's just completely blank.
Probably
Might
leaving and
have to-
rejoining. That happens
Yeah.
sometimes.
I just heard the
Turn off your
door
resource
open.
pack, put it back on.
Yeah, the iron door keeps randomly opening. I have no clue why.
Yeah, that was just really weird for a moment because, like, you were like, oh, hang on, none of this stuff is, like, displaying correctly, and then I heard a door open, and I was like, are you guys bamboozling me with, like, another thing?
Well, I'm 90% sure that the
This
door.
is just phase 2 of the ARG. I'm kidding.
I'm 90% sure ghost doors don't open iron doors.
They do not.
Yeah, so why is it opening?
I did code something to open the door, but I coded it to only happen once. I must have moved something and then forgotten about it, because it started opening a lot more than once.
I think I'd like to mention that this is mine now.
It's an alternate universe. You can have her. Oh, you can have 2 leads at a time.
Yeah.
You can have as many leads
I
as you
can
want
have
at
this.
a time.
Okay, so...
I swear to God.
No. what
even
did you do?
even a fake representation.
No, stop! Brett, what are you doing?
Wreaking havoc.
Okay, let's not.
You are a horrible person, Brett.
I've got to rejoin.
Well, it had to
I had the
happen
idea
on one of
to-
the videos, okay?
Look, I had the idea to cause those death and hurt sounds, but those were only sound effects. We did not actually hurt Liberty.
Yeah.
No allies were hurt in the making of this video.
Let's spawn a new one.
They
so
were
that,
in this one,
this
but...
video.
let's spawn a new one so that she'll be buzzing
Anyways.
around during the video. There you go.
There you go.
It's an alternate universe, everybody. It's fine.
There's
Brett, why are you so evil?
Oh, look, a third.
This is getting
This
out
one
of
can
hand.
have the axe I killed his sister with. Yeah.
Oh
Wait.
God. Oh, we
better
have like
yet,
we have like an evil one now.
Yeah, it's okay. I got this there.
That's even more evil in my eyes.
How long has it been since the shipwreck? The one you convinced yourself was an accident. So the idea, and then also the we forgive you. The idea was since Herobrine and all its variations are, as you came up with, the ghosts of the people who didn't survive the shipwreck. What if you were the captain that was piloting the ship? They're haunting you because you're the one who ended up getting them all killed.
Hmm. That's actually interesting because, like, it sort of had this implication towards the end of the story that, like, I and Herobrine, like the Herobrine, are almost one and the same. I believe, I didn't get quite a good look, but I think at the end, when we were walking through that dream version of the boat, we came onto the deck and we saw Herobrine turn around, basically from the captain's wheel almost, or where it would have been. So it's almost like we kind of have to accept what we did in the end, that in the end we were almost haunting ourselves.
So, so you may have noticed that Herobrine tended to appear right there.
Mm-hmm. Right there on the
That
bone
actually,
throne.
I believe, is triggered whenever you're in this room, if I remember correctly.
There's a trigger in the center of his house that detects if he's within 10 blocks of it. That will put Herobrine on the throne.
Hmm. That was actually really cool because I must have bypassed it, and I assume it despawning is tied to me like getting line of sight on it. Yeah. But the first time I encountered it, I actually didn't see it on the throne. I went past the throne and I went outside, and so I saw the name tag sitting in the chair, and it was gone when I came around to see who was there. That was kind of cool. I played the entire series like with name tags off because I thought like, okay, I don't want it to be like blatantly in my face when it's there. Like I want people to spot things that I didn't. But then having it on for this episode actually led to some like dynamic, scary moments.
Mm-hmm. Although one of them, I'll bring up that later once we're showing you the nightmare area. One of them kind of was broken by having name tags on.
Hmm.
Oh, there it is. So we have right here, I just triggered it, how he'll appear, once you reach the top of the stairs, he'll appear here, and then, walk to the side.
Mhm.
So the way this works is we actually have tons of triggers. Nox coded a whole system where you can set up specific trigger locations for when a player is at a certain location, spawn Herobrine at a different location. And we can even customize if you're facing a certain way, like that's how we did the one up in the Watchtower, where it's, only if you're facing away from Herobrine. And we can customize every aspect of it, how wide the radius is for player detection, and then it will spawn Herobrine at a specific location with a certain delay, so that it won't just constantly happen. We set the delays for what we thought was going to be good enough, but you played for a long time and saw a lot more of them than we expected you to.
Yeah,
Which
and
I think personally was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, like, they appear more frequently in the video than they really were for me because I was cutting so much.
I believe if we look at the video with the timestamps, the end timestamp count 68 encounters.
Wow. Is that over the course of that video or?
Over the course of the video,
Wow.
68. At least that you saw.
That's nuts. And I cut plenty of them. But of course, that's
Now,
over
I
like
think
12 and a half hours of recording.
There's some that I don't think you spotted.
I didn't see
I
all of
wanted
them.
to show you this. So if you come outside, I believe there's this area. You know what? To make this easier for you, there.
Yes, it's okay. So I think I actually know what you're talking about. So, do you see you see where the sign spawned in the window?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I actually saw that sign earlier on in the video, and I saw that, and I suspected that he was spawning in the window, but it wasn't until near the end that I actually, because you have to be at a specific angle to even see him. So I think it is. I think it is in the video. I had a moment where I came out the front door. It was during sunset. And I looked over, and I just saw him peering out from around the corner of the window, and that was really creepy. I think that's in the video, unless I screwed something up.
So if you go this way, it's figured alright, but we've got all around him, or all around your whatever this thing is.
If you turn on debug mode, it actually shows particles for all of the staging locations.
Oh yeah, here, let's do that. I got it. Debug mode on.
I've got
There you
debug
go.
mode on.
Oh, so I can actually see all of the places where it's scripted.
Blue particles are the
blue
trigger
is-
location. Red particles
Yeah.
are where Herobrine spawns.
Oh, that is so cool. Oh,
And
and
I
I'm
believe-
seeing. Oh, so
correct me
so
if
it
I'm
can
wrong,
actually be
Lox, but-
triggered from up on this hill then. Oh, what are the gray particles?
Well, wait. Look, that means
Once
it's
you
been
trigger
triggered.
it,
Now
it'll disable it for a
someone
while.
spot it.
Oh, yeah, I
So-
just saw him up on top of the tower.
There's a couple that did that. If you walk back up to the Among Us house,
Okay.
there's a couple on the way up to it, I believe, and you saw some of the ones that happened inside it, but there's one special one that we didn't think you would notice, and you didn't, but that's particularly freaky in my opinion.
Oh yeah, it scared the shit out of me. Right.
Oh, there's a trigger here as well, actually.
Yep, that's the one that spawns him right there.
Oh, there he is. Okay. And then now, is there a cooldown on these, or can they trigger
that's
like?
what the gray means. The gray means that it's on cooldown.
Okay. So if I walk out the door right now, it's not going to trigger the one on top of the house?
Oh, that one will
It will.
trigger.
Oh,
Each
okay.
one has a separate cooldown.
Oh my god! Oh god! That thing just far cried me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would
You
make me
can-
scream like a little girl.
You can even trigger it from so far as all the way down the hill. And
Oh,
it'll
that's cool.
fly towards you.
Oh, that is nuts!
Oh,
like the Wicked Witch of the
Can't
West.
remember. Did you see?
It waits
Did you
to
see
move
the Herobrine
until you...
encounter in the library?
What's that?
If you're talking about the
No,
fireplace,
he did not.
no, he did not.
Oh man. Okay.
Oh, by the way,
Let's
just
go down to
before
the
I do
library.
that, I think it's really cool how you guys actually like had a whole like thing in the containment unit. It actually worked the way I was originally hoping it would.
Yep. And then it was delayed, so once you triggered them all, you wouldn't see them again.
Yeah, and it actually like it was exactly when I started to like think like, okay, I can reliably do it, that they stopped showing up.
Yep. That was planned. I'm glad it worked out.
All right, so there's you down there. It was actually a whole thing where they were like leading me into the library.
Yep.
I'm so glad I didn't follow through with, because I was actually one of my projects for this episode was I was gonna revamp this staircase, and I'm glad I didn't, because it would have sucked if I had broken this. This is one of my favorite scares.
Probably wouldn't have broken it too much. You'd see a name tag in the wall at worst.
There's actually
if only the staircase
right here.
changed, then
It's upstairs.
so yeah,
I
go
see.
upstairs.
And I guess he could.
And
Oh god, he could have spawned
face
where
the wall.
the thing is. Face which wall?
The bookshelf on
library
the back wall.
bookshelf.
Yeah, that
face
one.
Now turn around.
Oh wow, you like rise up out of the fireplace.
Yep.
That's cool.
Speaking of rising up, there's actually a trigger that you almost triggered, but for some reason it didn't work. When you jump in the water and look at your library from above, he's supposed to rise up out of the glass, too.
Oh, should I go up there and try it?
Not sure why it didn't work. It may not be there.
I don't see the trigger.
Yeah, I don't see a trigger.
That might be why. It didn't save last time, I guess.
Everything.
It's actually a good thing that it didn't save, because I'm pretty sure he placed the bomb.
Yeah, that is
exactly
right where I
it
placed
spawned.
my decorative nuke. And then if we try to leave, I wonder... Yep, there we go. And now I can't try and go back through the door.
You know what? Now's a good time to show you. Try going into spectator mode.
Here, let me. Game mode, spectator.
And
There
you
we
know what?
go.
I'm gonna set the difficulty to peaceful. There we
Here,
go.
come on into the wall with me.
Ooh. Ooh. I've never seen the world like this before.
Okay, come on down. Straight down.
Oh yeah, now we get
Whee!
to show you how it all happens.
Oh, God.
Welcome to the maze.
That is nuts. It all physically exists.
Yep.
And then once you finished the whole sequence, it's replaced with the same cave systems that were there before.
Oh, so it actually, there's measures here to minimize the chance of me eventually tunneling into this thing.
Yeah.
That would have been crazy. That would have been almost like some cabin in the woods stuff if I had accidentally... Oh, well, I guess I couldn't because it's all surrounded by bedrock.
There are some places where it accidentally broke through.
Great.
But imagine going through a cave and there's just this bedrock wall in front of you.
Oh,
I think
it's the
that would have been
ship.
pretty creepy.
Oh,
We did make it a bit longer, but that ship was so difficult to rebuild because the wood it's like 4 different ships in, well, I think it's only 2. It's like 2 different ships in one. I don't know how, but your world gen is wonky.
yeah.
Really, it was 2. Usually they only use 2 different types of wood on the ship.
Oh
but I'm
no,
seeing
there's
3.
4 different wood types, or maybe 3 different wood types.
Yeah,
across
but they
the
only use
ship.
2 per ships.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 3 different ships, like, pasted together.
Meshed together. It's
That's so weird.
wonky.
It's nuts how
I
much
did
of
my
this
best.
story has been defined by the world gen.
Oh,
Yeah, there's actually, I believe.
you got really lucky with a lot of the world.
Oh
gen.
yeah, where is it? So
It's like right underneath his
it's not
library, I
underneath the
think.
throne. It's right.
No.
You're underneath his crops.
Oh, I see there's a Herobrine tunnel here.
Yep.
Yeah, but look
And
at
it's
what's on the other
connecting-
side of it. This was not intentional. This just happened.
Oh, there's like a mob spawner, like a dungeon on either end.
Yep.
Yeah.
You somehow got a torch tunnel connecting 2 dungeons.
That's nuts.
Almost as nuts as falling into the middle of a double ancient city
Yeah.
by accident.
Also, I have an overlay on my screen, the one that slowly overtook me during the dream sequence.
Oh, let me see if I can fix that. That's another thing that was glitched slightly, because your screen resolution is so high and you have your GUI scale set down. Those sides of your screen aren't supposed to be showing. It didn't ruin it that badly. However, the chickens that spawned kind of frustrated me. You went through the final jump scare and then there's just clucking. So actually, the same way that we did the vignette is how we did the crash sequence.
The vignette.
Anytime that you would be jump scared by Herobrine and it showed that animation, usually that crashes your game.
There we go. I just
Okay.
figured I wanted to put the ship out.
Nice. This is actually so cool, having like the ghost ship arrive in front of the...
Yeah, we did make it a bit longer than it should be so that Herobrine has more time to walk towards you.
Yeah.
That's cool, though. That's just cinema. That's just what you have to do.
Whoa.
There we go.
There we go.
Everything is now very dark for me.
Oh, there he is.
There we go.
Oh, wow. That's horrifying.
Well, that's the freaky one, isn't it? Yep.
Lonely.
That doesn't narrow it down. There's a lot of freaky new ones.
I believe
Actually,
PJ the Squeep has made this one. I might be wrong.
go ahead and remove it, Brett, and spawn one over here, facing away. Here, this is actually what we did for the final jump scare. We programmed some events that we can use the fake Herobrine with. I'm about to use turn 180. Then after that, we use walk toggle.
Speaking of which, we need
That's
the
cool.
icon for that.
So you could actually basically like script his like movements for what is essentially an in-game cutscene.
Yep. It's something that we added for map devs. Same thing with the staging commands, actually. Those will be available in version 1.10. Alright, we can remove fake Herobrine now. I think the real Herobrine is getting frustrated at it.
Well, yeah, because you guys actually, you guys aren't just the creators of From the Fog. You also have like several other mods up on your site, which obviously will be linked in the description. I think one of them is like a scripted like mansion, right?
Yep. It's a mini game. It's like murder mystery, but it's in a mansion. Mystery Manor.
That's really cool. And I think some of your other mods are you have the double moon, you have the owl companion.
Yep.
We have one that makes it so that way if your pets die, they respawn, called Eternal Pets.
That's cool. You know what? I should have installed that a long time ago as insurance, honestly.
Unfortunately, it doesn't work on allies yet.
By yet he means it doesn't, because it's not a pet.
And then you also have Starlight API, which is the skin creator, right?
Ooh, my baby, yes.
Yeah, Starlight API is actually awesome. I played around with that when you first unveiled it, and it makes it...
Bret just kept sitting there working on Starlight API and ignoring.
Hey, there are developers that were using it.
Starlight API is actually awesome. It makes the process like so easy.
That's just the skin creator. That's Starlight Skin Creator, which is a part of the API. The API itself makes three-dimensional renders of Minecraft skins with a web request.
That's sick.
Yeah. Oh, the encounter on your roof anytime you would go into your observatory. This one actually is set to jump scare you anytime you see it. And it only appears if you're over here facing away from it. So anytime you would walk up those stairs, it would appear.
I think he sorted that out quite a few times.
Yeah, I actually did eventually, like, it got me like the first bunch of times, and then I eventually figured out that, again, this might be because of my like crazy field of view, but I did have a couple of points where I was able to turn away from it and get it to despawn without jump scaring me.
Yeah, that's actually the only way to get it to not jump scare you.
And one time it left a sign.
Yeah, because it's the way the signs work, anytime a Herobrine is viewed through glass, he has a chance to spawn a sign. So anytime he's outside of a window, like the drive-through over here.
Yeah, the reason the sign spawns so often is because the chances are 50-50, and the reason I made it that way is because you don't see him spawning through glass often, unless it's like your house, where there's glass everywhere. So
that's literally why I did it, was to like invite, like every
look,
architectural feature was to both protect me from and invite encounters.
That's also why signs were spawning inside your windows. We have a couple of encounters out here, so that way if you were outside your house and you looked in, he would be there.
I can't remember. Did you ever see the one at the end of the hallway?
The one where it ran into his house?
The one in the doorless hallway.
The doorless. Oh, that one I don't think he did. Or if he did, it wasn't obvious. Oh. He spawns behind the iron door.
You know what? I think I actually did see that. I don't know if it's in the video, but I think I did see it,
Here,
but I didn't...
turns and runs.
I think I did see it. I don't remember if it's in the video, but it was so, like I just caught a glimpse of it, so I don't remember if I called attention to it, because I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
But now, okay, well, thank you for confirming that that horrifying thing happened.
And then, I'm just amazed that even without the lantern, you managed to fall down this hole.
Oh yeah.
So what would the lantern have done?
The lantern has
we
a
get
note
it, please.
inside of it.
Yeah, could you give
Okay,
it
yeah, I'll go ahead and get the lantern. Oh, and she picked it up and gave it to you.
Cool.
All right. Well, it's
That's what was
this
supposed to
lantern is
happen,
named.
actually.
Yeah, this lantern is named "Look What I Found." There's a note in the lamp, a disc abandoned in the throne room drawer, a library sunk beneath the ocean floor, fall through stars through a hole in the floor, a maze of rooms without their doors. Oh, that is so cool.
Mm-hmm.
That was
Those are
supposed
all
to
of
guide
the
you.
events that you would have had to go through in order to reach the credits.
Yeah, I mean, I was bound to do this. I'm really glad that I did find it, because I put this here as, like, a shortcut to get down to the stairs to the
Bothering
potion
me
room, yeah.
for so long.
Yeah.
And it
It annoyed us so much,
Yeah.
so I decided to make it almost kill you.
for some reason, this trigger in
Hold on
particular
again.
felt malicious, and now I'm glad to know that it was absolutely malicious.
Hold down there again. Just to amuse me.
On survival mode. Yes, do it.
All right.
Survival.
I did
There
it, I
you
did it.
go. Here, just yeah.
Hey! Ow.
Ah, that's what was supposed to happen.
Was it actually supposed to kill me?
Yes.
Oh. Wait, I don't remember what
If you
happened.
go down
How
there,
did I
you'll understand
survive?
why.
Oh, I skulked myself.
30 levels worth of it.
30 levels. Look at how far it spreads.
I would have had to... oh, wow. Oh, it does actually spread more for more levels.
Incredibly so.
The more XP a mob would have dropped, the more skulk spreads.
Yeah. When I was testing it, actually, as you on your world with the whole 30 levels thing, the first time I died with it, it actually spread to this staircase and went all the way down to the brewing stand below.
That's
We have a
crazy.
friend.
So I would have spent like several minutes literally picking myself up off the floor.
Yeah. Even though there was no physical way you could have fallen and died there, because it's just like a 3-block drop, wherever the hole is.
I don't even remember what happened. Didn't I end up in like a dream segment?
You ended up falling and then not dying here. And then the next trigger that happened, up these stairs.
Let's all go into spectator mode and
Oh, is that unrelated?
It technically, yes.
they
One of the
expect you to
clues
go back
in the
to get
lantern.
your stuff and then find this one.
Yes, one of the clues in the lantern was a maze of rooms without their doors. That leads you to the doorless maze, which triggers whenever you try to move out of this containment unit and go back into your main house. I'm not sure if the trigger is active because it also requires everything else to have happened first. So that includes the music disc, the tower being 2 times as tall as it should be, and the library having 2 times the length of the hallway.
I'm not sure if we've done the library one. I don't think I've done the tower one
Yeah, we
yet,
haven't
so I'll
done
try
the tower
triggering
one yet
that.
in this world.
Yeah, you had your door closed. You never noticed Herobrine ducking back behind the door. when you
Yeah,
walked
I
into
actually...
the tower.
Part of the reason I actually came up here, though, I'm going to turn up my brightness because I don't have the shaders on.
Was because you saw the name tag behind the door, right?
Yeah, I had seen the name tag behind the door, so I was like, I'm going to go investigate. Like, is there something happening back there? Yep, it's happening. And the cool thing about
It's
it
funny
is
to
that,
watch.
like, it's... I got a bit of a visual, like, hiccup when I was doing some of these, but they look very similar because it appeared to me as like a blue flash. So to me, a lot of the time, it just looked like the allays when they catch up to me. So I didn't think anything of it. And then he's there, and I would get a jump scare. This was actually, I think, where I landed the first hit on him and got that achievement.
Yep.
Which I guess that means that I don't know if there was anything scripted to happen before, but I'm not sure if I ever managed to physically hit him throughout the rest of the series. I don't know if there was ever an opportunity.
I think you did one of the times.
Having something happen whenever you hit him actually is a feature that we added in 1.10. That's one of the beta things. It comes alongside the sneaky strike feature, where if you don't notice Herobrine is there and he disappears naturally, there's a random chance for you to take like a quarter of a heart's damage, just enough to knock back you. The game actually doesn't damage you.
Oh, so that was the wedgies I was getting.
Yes.
Did you notice that one of the advancements is named after you? But I don't think I ever mentioned that it was.
Oh, I think maybe I did. Hang on, let me have a look at the advancements from the fog. Hello, Liberty. I have to hide. Get me out of here. I don't think I ever actually got a dreadful donation, and that's been there for a while.
You probably did. You just didn't take it out of the chest. You have to take it out of the chest.
Yep. A light in the dark. Be the librarian. I think I did notice that. That's been there since like the June update, right?
Well, yeah, that one's there. But I mean, if you look down where it shows the progression, like survive 3 days, the survive 3 days one is named after your first video.
Oh, hang on. Let me advancements. Survive 3 days. Is someone following me? Ooh. I hadn't even picked up on that.
If you look at your stained glass.
Oh yeah.
Stained glass. Hang on.
In your little your warehouse. The church looking thing.
Yeah.
Notice anything about it. I added 2 white eyes.
Oh, that is so cool. Yeah, I didn't even remember how I had done it because it was like several months ago.
I thought that fit.
Yeah, that does fit. That is really cool.
The redstone torch trail. This was something that I totally expected you not to notice. I placed a random structure over here, the redstone torch trail, just for the sake of putting it there and confusing you, thinking that it wasn't there before.
Yeah, because
and you actually noticed it.
Yeah, and it was even weirder because it seemed like it was like leading me to the cave. And the thing is, at first I had noticed them out of the corner of my eye, and I didn't think anything of it because I know that there are torches on this world that I had left in the beginning, and they turned to redstone. But I was pretty sure that I hadn't just left a trail like this and just left it there this entire time.
I was actually really debating leaving some kind of encounter or something down here. So when you tried to go down, you get jump scared.
I mean, it's perfect setup. You could have put one right here and then have him peek around that corner and turn and run away.
Well, yeah, but I also felt like a lot of the creepiness in this is when you expect something and then there's nothing.
I mean, that's all horror is. It's the unexpected.
Exactly.
Defying
seeing the name tag behind the door, opening the door, and there's nothing there.
I like, when I was originally writing From the Fog, my favorite thing to do was to find some way to make someone feel like there was going to be something there. Not put something there just long enough for them to feel safe, and then make it appear.
That actually, I think that worked out, because I talked a lot of times throughout the series about, like, the 1-2 punch, where I would, like, try to get the drop on Herobrine, nothing would happen, and then it would hit me with the scare.
Oh! The torch! You noticed the torch, too.
Yeah, the one that was placed on their bed.
Yep. This actually happens anytime you go up the tower and it loops.
Oh, wow.
There are occasionally things in your house that will change whenever you experience those encounters.
Yeah.
Another example is the flag in here.
Yeah. Now, I actually want to address this. I already talked about this with GameDokter over chat, but I actually did notice this. People were, like, frustrated that I didn't notice it. They were, like, screaming at me. It's a Gary's Mod, like, missing texture thing. This is literally a cross-haunting between games. And the thing is, I did notice it, but it's been so long that I didn't remember if that's just what the end ones look like, because I remember when I first went to the end, I saw those flags and thought, man, it kind of looks like a missing texture thing.
I tried to incorporate some stuff from some of the other games you've played, just as little nods to them.
Yeah.
Like, for example, the missing texture.
Yeah,
this flag was
really
actually
cool.
designed by GameDokter.
Wow, that's cool. And
the
the audience noticed, and I think I actually am happy about certain things that, because this has always been a staple of the series, is that there are the things that I notice, and then there are the things that the audience notice. So there's sort of that, like, you know, there's stuff for them to discover as well, which is really cool. And then I get freaked. My scare comes when I read the comments, and I'm like, oh my god, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there was actually one other thing I wanted to talk about, because one of you just triggered this. So I had moments where I would be in here, and I heard these shriekers going off. But one time I actually heard it happen while I was in here, and I noticed none of these were going off. Was that the one up in the tower? Was that getting triggered?
Actually, the reason why you didn't see it go off is because the only thing that was happening was a sound was being played at this one. It wasn't technically being triggered. It was like an ambient sound. The way that you heard yourself speaking randomly at random intervals, this one would just play the sound.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't actually trigger. It would make the sound. And it would be in this room. I expected it to happen mostly when you were out of the room, so you'd think that Herobrine was in here dancing on these things.
I mean, that's exactly what I thought.
And whenever you were in here and you made the connection that it could have been the Skulk Tower, I thought that was perfect. Because, like,
No,
that's...
he's lying. I was actually crouching around your world the whole time, following you.
Honestly, I wouldn't be
We did
surprised.
have that as we were considering doing that, but it was
Oh
too
yeah, we actually had a
yeah.
client that we were going to give you. It allows us to track what's going on in your world and change things live.
Yeah, we were thinking about it, but it was a little too laggy.
Yeah, the client sent requests to an API, but the client request took it would lag the game, it'd freeze it every single time it sent a request until it was done. So you'd get like little jitters, and it would be. You know.
And I guess it would have made things a little bit suspicious too, because when you guys presented this to me, it was as nothing more than, yeah, here's early access to the next version. So I had no idea that it was going to be capable of doing things like this, and that definitely made it like a million times scarier. I think if you had given me a client, I probably would have been a lot more suspicious.
Well, I think wasn't it just going to be like a mod?
It was gonna be a mod, but I think it still would have probably gave it away a little more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, one of the things that I wanted to address that happened in your video, and one of the reasons you kept getting set on fire, over here with your bed, when you had tried to quickly sleep in your bed, you had a torch in your hand, and you ended up placing a torch right there.
I see. So it probably created like a gap that it would try to place me in.
Yep. And then that gap was closed in by fire.
Here, place the fire on the other side.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Ah.
I'm sure the viewers probably noticed it too.
Yeah, I actually did notice towards the end, but by that point I was like, all right, I'm all in on trying to like reach the end of this, so I didn't bother to change it. So much of this series has been defined on like me saying I'm going to do something and then me just being too lazy to do it.
Really, yeah.
Yeah, oh god, that is like
Oh,
the
God.
biggest. I promised the world and delivered nothing. This series is in early access forever.
Yeah, and then we turned off the dragon head. We just removed the lever on the back.
I come out here and I just see
Izzle.
Nox slapping Herobrine.
Yeah, I don't know why he didn't despawn. That's actually probably a result of the Herobrine that spawns outside. I'm sure they showed you while I was trying to fix my
Yeah,
dumb
so
text issue.
honestly, I was not expecting you to be this close to the window when you saw this one here.
I mean, I had
But
one
that
that
one was
hung
so much
around there.
creepier.
I don't know if you're talking about the same one. The one that like hung out there for a while and then it was just gone when I came around to check it out.
I think that one was probably just a regular, like, normal from the fog one.
Oh,
Because there is actual like scheduled one that will appear here when you're back there and then fly towards you.
yeah. There's a couple of other things that were related to the teleports that would happen that would bring you back to your house. If you walked,
Oh shit!
it teleported me.
Here, hold on.
For some reason, it triggered
teleported
me.
too.
Yeah, everyone. Okay. So I'll actually give you a demonstration. Everyone except him go in spectator.
Okay.
All right.
So go through this like you did in the video.
Through the door?
Yes.
You have to say the same things too.
Oh
You don't
god.
have to say the same thing. Except don't freak out when you press the torch button, because I want to see your reaction when you see what happens.
Look at the torch. Ah, he missed it again.
I
it goes out.
actually did see some of them go out later. Is that like original things, or does Minecraft actually have like a model for that? Is that new?
That's
just-
Minecraft.
That's been
Whenever you apply a
That's
redstone signal, like a lever to a Minecraft redstone torch, it goes out.
I honestly had no idea.
It inverts the
okay.
signal. So
It's-
some of these teleports that happen require you to be facing a certain direction. So yeah, that's how we
You
did
can
that.
just-
You know
You
what it
just
is?
toggle
It's
redstone
because
torches.
on every world where I've actually used redstone, I was using a different texture pack, so they appeared as like bulbs. So it just never registered for me that these things turn off.
Was the movie your last video?
Like, will it be the last like from the fog video?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'm probably done with story stuff because I think that was just like such a perfect bow to put on it. But I may still revisit it because people really like these characters, people like these stories. So I may still revisit it just for like
I figured it was better for the story to go out with a bang than with a whimper.
Yeah, that was like because last time it just kind of like because the last ending, which like the official ending was episode 20, that was like it didn't really end in a From the Fog way. It ended in a Minecraft way. Like I killed the Ender Dragon, I was like, okay, I'm just kind of stopping now. But I feel like the characters kind of came full circle, and the haunting kind of came full circle with this update that you guys made. So I think that's a good place for like to say the story is over, and this character and worlds, they're still here, but from now on it'll be in more of a slice of life, like buildy, just fun bonus capacity.
Yeah, I like that.
So
Well,
actually,
it gives me more opportunities to fuck with you later. So it's
So fun fact, we actually replaced the black concrete texture with a pure black block. This is
yeah, I was
this is
wondering
the
what you
void.
did.
Oh, is that what you did for the like surroundings, like where I could see out the windows in this world?
Here, you know what? Wait, stop it.
I was trying to demonstrate.
Go up the stairs, and
Oh, yeah.
it'll take you to the.
The reason
I've
why
been
I
waiting
wanted
to show
you
you
to
this
go
section.
through this was because there was a teleport that happened that kind of went a bit wrong. You weren't supposed to see the bedrock blocking your doors. But since you jumped like sideways up the stairs, it didn't do what it just did now.
Oh, I see. I mean, it was cool. It definitely made me feel trapped. The first thing you see is the containment unit, and I realized I've been put in my own containment unit.
Yep. So actually, now that we've activated all of the events, it starts a countdown timer in the game's code that slowly reaches to a point where you'll either hear the voice line, "Come home," and it'll reset the timer if you're away from your house, or you'll hear a knocking on this iron door over here,
Which I did.
and then you'll hear yourself say, "Come outside."
Now that one was my idea. I want to take credit for the one thing I did.
Yes.
And it was really
However-
cool.
However, there was another one of those teleports that you skipped, because whenever you opened this door, your ally was waiting in the window, so you walked through it sideways, and it didn't trigger. It only triggers whenever you walk straight through it. And I should have accounted for that. I should have made it so that way it would have worked. However, if I did, you would have probably seen the trapdoor, the alley, and the iron door turn solid. Because in the horror maze, under your house, those doors don't exist. Another thing that we did in order to detect if you were inside or outside your house
now you can see
efficiently-
that. Now you can see that the house has gone out. a
Oh
block.
yeah, the grass path.
Oh.
It's gone. It's out
Oh,
of
it
block
did,
now.
did it do the thing?
It did do the thing.
It did the
Nice.
funny.
So you remember the grass path used to be like that. It's not anymore.
Yeah, now it just runs right along the wall because
There's
it
a
moved
creeper
out.
crater under there.
Yeah, I think that happened a couple episodes ago.
The come outside sound effect won't trigger if you're standing on a grass block, a grass path, or skulk. The reason for that is it wouldn't make sense for Herobrine to be knocking on your door when you're
Oh my
outside
gosh,
the
I
door.
just found the fix to a bug that's been plaguing this
Come
mod
home.
forever. I just found it on accident. When in multiplayer on the FTFSMP, when Herobrine turns to run away after you've seen him, he runs really slow in slow motion. Well, he just did it again. I put it to that maybe it was like TPS drop, but it's not. It's because of the amount of people in the game. There must be something that's running over and over again, causing him to slow down as he turns.
Yeah.
My gosh.
I actually triggered it on my own, and I fixed one of the bugs that you had that was executing a function that would execute itself. I actually noticed that a lot of the slowdowns happening from the fog was because of that function.
Yeah,
So
when I was making the running, it was actually really difficult to make the pathfinding. Like it was really hard.
You made pathfinding with a data pack. Of course, it was difficult.
Oh yeah,
The fact that you did it at all is crazy impressive.
I actually have to thank Bret for creating that pathfinding code because I literally copied and pasted it for the encounter on the ship for having Herobrine run towards him.
It actually would have been a cool
know if
event
you
to
guys
have
know
like
about
the
it.
ghost ship arrive out there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of, there was supposed to be a tag added to your boat in your little lagoon with Hamlet that would make it so it would randomly get teleported into the ocean. But for some reason, it didn't work.
That
The
sounds
boat never
awesome.
got teleported.
Oh.
It was supposed to happen, but it didn't.
Now, actually, now that we're down here, there was actually something else I wanted to ask you about. I think one of you mentioned this on Discord. What was going on with Hamlet? Because I thought that, like, when he's gone, okay, you guys are doing a funny thing, clearly, but, like, you know, he was just, like, gone at the end there. Like, he didn't come back.
It was an accident. Anytime we put you into the horror maze under your house with those smooth teleports, we set the game mode to peaceful. So that way you wouldn't hear a whole bunch of monsters around you. Hamlet's a monster, technically. So he got removed. And I actually have it spawn a new Hamlet name tag and everything. Anytime you come back from the world, and it sets the game mode back to normal. But for some reason, that command didn't work when you came back from the library. So anytime you triggered the double library hall, he would escape. Which is why he came back after the end, because when I had the cleanup command run that sets everything back to normal, it also sets him back to normal.
You're going in jail, Bret.
I live here now.
Oh, well, good. Hamlet has a friend now.
Hamlet has a cellmate.
So how about you go back into your house?
Okay, well, it sounds really ominous when you say it like that, but I'll comply. Come home.
I think the timer is set correctly right now.
Well, it's saying come home, so I think so, yeah.
Nope.
It is not.
Oh, the door
Yeah.
just opened. It wants you to come inside.
Yay.
Yeah, you should go inside.
Nope.
Why isn't it working?
Come home.
And yes, I was the one that begged you. I went weekly and asked you to play the mod.
Yeah, and the thing is, I put it off. I put it
yeah.
off for so long, too. Like, I had seen those suggestions. Everybody was also agreeing that I should play it, and I put it off for so long, because at that time, this channel, like, I just didn't really do a lot of Minecraft on here, and that ended up being, like, this is by far the most successful series on the channel.
Yes.
Come home.
Yes, we get here, Brian. Come home. I'm just getting constant, like, not...
There we go, it did it.
Oh, yay!
No, that was... Actually, was that?
Yep, I think
When
that
you
was
did
it.
that, I immediately got Herobrine jump scared. Despite being in spectator mode spectating you.
Oh,
So
that
another neat
actually
thing is
reminds
it-
me of another bug. The reason why that happens, the Herobrine jump scare you just experienced, is Herobrine was supposed to jump scare you right when you entered this maze.
That
It
way
wasn't
you
supposed
wouldn't
to be
notice
just
a hitch.
seamless- Yeah. It was supposed to make it hide the hitch.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
I
your
mean-
difficulty here is that you couldn't exactly playtest this in the live environment.
Yeah. So
Actually-
we actually, if you had like, say, I don't know, done this for some reason, or anything else in this room, it would copy that over
Well,
to the underground area.
okay,
Mhm.
look up. You see that
Look up.
little hole in the ceiling? He patched that before he got here.
Yep. And
Yeah.
it was patched whenever he came up here in the maze.
I think that's impressive. I didn't
Oh,
realize
that's cool.
that
So it
was
is
how
actually
accurate
come
that was.
home. So it is actually like a live emulation. Like it's not just
Well,
what you
this
rebuilt.
room
Only
specifically.
this room.
Uh,
That's
'cause
why when you went in here, it wasn't amethyst.
I was so scared I didn't even pay attention to that until like after I had already edited and it was all said and done. I do notice then that you put the eyes up above the doorway here.
Yep.
Yeah, I removed the face from the pillager flags.
We were trying to come up with creepy ways of modifying the flags. We made one with red eyes, we made one with pure white eyes, and then eventually we're like, you know what? How about let's remove the face?
I feel like that's much more liminal.
That is actually
Yeah.
better, I think. I'm actually gonna throw my vote in the ring and say I agree with you. That's better. Ultimately, what this is it's the dead, lonely version of the house, and so by something like that shows that it's like stripping away like all character, and so that's like it's stripping away everything that made them trophies.
Yeah. Another thing, the banner in your throne room, we changed it again in this maze.
Now it's totally black.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And if
then
you look
we've
to your
got-
left and right, your Herobrine shrines have been modified
Or well, one is lit, and one is out.
completely. Even the redstone torches.
Now I was wondering, like I didn't want to screw anything up, but like I was wondering like what would happen if I actually tried to
can't
drop through
hide.
any of the places where there's a hole in the floor, but I guess as you explained, this is probably black concrete, right?
Nope, that one's actually
That's
a
actually
barrier
void.
block.
You're looking at void.
Oh, I just actually
Yeah,
can't
that's-
I just actually can't fall through.
Yeah, the barrier
Yeah.
stops you, but you are looking at real
Try
void. If
falling
you fell
through.
in that, you would die.
Yeah,
Here,
no, don't
I'll
let him fall
demonstrate.
through that.
Here, come here. Click down.
Whee! There you go.
Come home.
I was just beckoned down there. Now, one thing I did notice
Okay.
is that, like, I guess because of the game works, the quantum chest does actually still work.
Yep. I actually
Because that's not
intended
gonna lose your items.
on that happening because I wanted any items you put in there to carry over so that way you would know that this maze wasn't a dream.
That's creepy.
Yeah.
So I
You
never
also-
got the full thing. Is this like his subconscious that he's walking through, or is it like?
Nope.
No.
Pretty much.
Yes,
I
okay.
think we're at odds on
Yes
that
and
one,
no.
actually. It's a scary maze that we built to freak him out.
Yeah.
Well, that much at least is true.
Okay, can I stand out here? Is this
Then-
black concrete?
Where
I
is
can
it?
stand out
If
here
you
to an extent.
if you remember this whole area up here,
Oh
This
yeah,
section.
this one's fun.
walk up it.
So that's the thing, is I could never quite tell the way it's built if it was looping or if it would eventually like have an end. I
home.
couldn't quite tell. Well, I just felt the hitch, so I
Well,
guess it is looping.
I'll just stand here and then let you decide
Okay.
whether or not it's looping.
Yep, there you are.
Walk
And try going
backwards
up it backwards.
up these stairs.
Yeah. Next set of stairs go up backwards. You didn't go up backwards. You gotta like
What do you
go
mean?
all the way up.
I think it might
Don't
be.
turn around.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. There you go. Perfect.
Oh, and now he glides down from up here. But we can't
Yep.
go up that way. I see. And then there's the soul torch at the end of the hall. That's cool. So these triggers do actually take into account like which way you're looking.
Yep.
You can
That's
have
why
them
some of them
detect-
didn't work.
I
you
was
can have
afraid of adding developer tools because I was afraid of lag. I actually don't know how optimized
Meh.
this is. I haven't looked at his code.
It's
Um,
pretty optimized. Trust me. So yeah. If you follow me, you'll go to the a mirror version of this room down here, the main room. If you tried to exit your house, which I think you did,
Yeah, I did go
it
this
just
way.
loops. But then
When I
try going up these stairs. You didn't try it last time.
See, I did notice that like it starts to have like some skulk coverings. Like there was skulk down there.
You can go home now. You can go back down.
I can go
Yeah,
back
you can
down.
go back down the stairs now.
Oh wait, what? I didn't even realize that. Fuck.
And we'll just be deposited right back down here.
Yep.
Almost like we went up and over.
You know the place that you continue to get into that like giant maze through.
Mhm.
When they had me play test this, I was like their little test dummy because I hadn't worked on much of it. They had me go. I sat here and explored this room, this little maze for like 10 minutes before I found that little door that leads off the way you're supposed to go. This one right here. I don't know why it took me so long, but I just could not find it.
Hmm. This was really cool because it's like it was very much the way this was built. It was very much like a gradual change.
I tried to initially make it so it's just your house.
Yeah.
And then it's rooms from your house stitched together in ways that they shouldn't be. And then it's just the walls of your house until it's eventually unrecognizable.
Executed perfectly, because that was exactly my experience, was that like the more you try to reorient yourself based on what's familiar, the less familiar it starts to look.
Make sure you're on adventure mode so that way you can trigger the sounds.
Yeah, let me.
And yeah, that's also what kept you from breaking or placing blocks.
Oh, so were you actually like running a command to put me into adventure mode?
Yes.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. All right, and here was the leap of faith.
Yep.
Now, how did this work? Because it was very specifically set up so that that block was there that made it look like if I try to jump, I'm going to bounce off of that and fall in.
Come home.
And so at a certain point, you just have to do it. Yep.
You didn't actually take the right path there.
Yeah, I took the left path. So you want me to take the left path?
No, go ahead and take the right.
try the
See
right.
what happens.
Wait, so is it actually different?
Mhm.
Oh, it's like the lights are like flickering.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Just a creepy room. One thing I've learned about liminal spaces is not everything has to have a purpose. The thing that makes liminal spaces so creepy is long pathways to nothing. Like, because you feel like at the end of a pathway or if you travel far enough through like a series of hallways, you'll reach something that means something, because in every other game they put something important after a long hallway. In liminal spaces, that's not a thing. There's just rooms that don't mean anything, even though you took a long time to travel to them.
There's also a lot of things in this maze to keep you from going backwards. You just came from one. You can't go back up that, no matter how hard you try.
I made
That's
this
good.
whole place. I specifically designed it so that it looks and feels like somewhere you can get lost in. But in reality, so long as you're always going to a
Come
new
home.
area, you can't get lost. It's
Dude, do me a-
physically impossible.
Do me a favor. You know how in your video, did you see the thing that's supposed to darken your screen and how it had the like slits to the side? Change your GUI scale down to the lowest you can get it, and
GUI
then go
scale.
through what we're about to go through.
This thing here, so this area here, real quick. This here, I intended for you to see out of the corner of your eye and freak out. I expected you to think, oh, it's Herobrine or something, and freak out thinking it was a monster, only to walk up to it and realize it's just a wall.
Yeah, that's actually placed in quite a nice way. That's actually why I think I did come in here, because this thing caught my attention. This would have terrified me if I'd had the Geiger-esque mod installed.
Yeah.
Alright, so down this dark hallway.
Did you like the chair facing the random redstone torch that goes out when you're near it?
Yeah, that was horrifying. That was
Like I said, Liminals is all about just things that don't have a use. I took a lot of inspiration from two things in particular. A lot of inspiration from Kane Pixel's Backroom series, but more specifically the Complex Found Footage, which I believe you've actually played on your channel, that
Oh,
one
yeah.
Backrooms game. I took a lot of inspiration from that on how to make liminal
home.
spaces that feel terrifying through geometry alone, as well as I took some inspiration from that one Doom mod, myhouse.wad.
Oh, right.
Oh, there's actually.
You might
a
actually
fun fact
notice
when
some
we
of
did
the
that.
more obvious inspirations later.
Yeah, I've actually, I'm glad you said that, because I've actually spoken with the creator of the complex, and it seems like you guys have like very similar ideas for like what makes like the backroom scary in the first place, which I think is really cool, because it's as that idea has become so oversaturated, I feel like a lot of things have lost sight of like what makes them work.
Oh, speaking of scary things, how do you feel about the sound that plays in the background of these mazes?
Oh, the sound. It's honestly like it's weird. I find myself torn with this because I'm actually not hearing any sounds right now. But yeah, the thing about mazes like this is like I'm torn on sounds. I've talked about this in a lot of videos. I'm never sure whether it's better to hear nothing or something, and which is more comforting and which is more disconcerting.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly
That's
why
why
we had it
I
go
originally-
silent.
I originally wanted,
Stone Age.
I wanted that stone area to be just complete silence. No
Because
sound.
When
No
it
music,
hits you, it's almost
nothing.
like when you're reaching the fever pitch, where it's right when you think that it's right when your tension is at the point where it's about to explode, and then it just goes silent, like denying you even like the satisfaction of a scare. It makes you realize right when you think you're about to get that release, it makes you realize, oh no, we're not done yet.
Personally, I think there's a big difference between horror and suspense. I don't like horror movies, but I do like suspense movies, like Signs or The Sixth Sense. Movies where, building tension and then release, sort of like comedy. A lot of people say horror and comedy are very closely related.
I think
You have-
action works that way.
But you have a buildup of tension and then a release. Usually, like horror, you might have a jump scare. With suspense, you don't get that release. And it makes it so much more terrifying because you are expecting something and you never get it. And then if you do end up having a jump scare in a suspense thing, it will be way more impactful than it would be in a game where you're having jump scares left, right, and center.
Right, and they'll be fewer and farther between. I'm actually really glad that you brought up the example of Signs, because a lot of people don't like that movie, and I really, really do. Did you just cleave through the wall straight to my house?
Sort of. This room was actually a discarded template.
Yeah,
that we
I
didn't
considered
end up
using
using.
this, but then I decided it would be better to just have no color whatsoever in this area. No
Yeah.
definable traits. So, as I mentioned earlier, I took a lot of inspiration from... Oh, there it is. I hear it. Wait. Go back a bit.
Back a bit.
Yeah. So, I took a lot of inspiration from myhouse.wad for this area in particular. Originally, I had a much bigger version, but didn't fit under here.
It's not in here yet. It's the next floor, GameDokter.
I know, but I also wanted to show him just this room in general. I don't know if he spotted this on the first run through.
Oh no, I didn't see this one. Oh, this looks like this looks almost like the entrance to the Ender portal. Now that line that just played right there, that one was far more impactful than you would think, because not just because it's playing the Alay's dying sound, but the line, "Did you really think you weren't alone?" Because it's almost the opposite of what you would expect from like a creepypasta. It's, did you really think you were alone in your single-player world? But after all of this, after chasing down this ghost for the entire series, being told, "Did you really think you weren't alone?" is peak psychological horror, I think.
I actually designed the dialogue there, and I think it was collectively Bret and GameDokter's idea to add Alay and Hurt sounds at some point. I just kind of worked them in there.
It's a prison.
Yeah, Nox begged me to find some sort of way to kidnap your Allays and have to get them back from Herobrine. Since before this project was even a thing, he begged me to find some way to do it. But
if you had actually done anything to those Allays, I would have gone taken on you.
The reason I wanted just sound effects is because, well, it's Liberty. I don't want to hurt Liberty.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you're trapped in this maze and you hear them hurt and killed, just makes the maze so much worse.
Because there's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah, you're trapped. And it goes from, you're just stuck here, but there's no threat, to almost like you're on a timer. You have to get out as soon as possible. I mean, if that wasn't already your goal.
Yeah,
and even it even supersedes that. The time's already up, and you have to get out.
It almost functions as like a callback to early on when Liberty got stuck in Justice's tank. Yep. When Liberty got stuck in Justice's tank and like she was drowning and I could hear her, but I was down in the water and I had to climb up the hill to get to her and let her out.
there was an iteration of From the Fog. I don't think I released it, but I actually made Liberty invincible.
Oh, really?
When you first got her. I made her invincible because I was like, that'd be terrible if she died in any of these videos, especially if I like caused a bug and it killed her. I was like,
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if that had happened, I've always had this resolution throughout the series that, like, if anything happens to her, I don't care how much progress, because I would always back up before each record session. What I said at the end of the movie, when I was rushing back to the homestead and I didn't know if they would be there, I meant what I said. I would undo all the progress, come up with some story reason why there was like some kind of like, end game like reset, and just bring them back. I would not have let that roll.
And we'd expect nothing less. Trust me, we would never do anything to take them from you.
The people from your Discord were like devils on my shoulder when I first released From the Fog, and they realized I had control over your world when I did the glowstone thing in your house. They were like, you have control over his world. Do something to Liberty.
Okay, so like, yes,
Yeah,
that's
if you
crazy. So
continue.
people were asking you to do something to Liberty. What were their names?
I don't remember.
Oh no. So if you continue through the maze,
I don't think I go through here. I think I have to go back and go the other way, right?
you can go any direction and it will lead back. I specifically designed it so that you couldn't get lost in here.
Yeah.
Like, this area feels like a maze, but so long as you're not doubling back on yourself, you can't get lost. And even if you do, it won't keep you lost for long.
Yeah, I did recognize that, actually, that like these halls are actually like really intelligently designed to be both like confusing and guide you at the same time. Come home. No.
No.
We don't want to come home.
Oh, is it still saying it?
Yep.
I didn't do this in the video. No, it didn't do it with me when I was playtesting it either. I think we might have bugged that somehow.
Everything worked. Like,
Yeah.
I'm glad everything worked as it should have, or at least mostly as it should have.
Yeah,
for the
now,
video.
before I move forward, now that you say that, there is actually one thing I want to call attention to, which is you did something that I think a lot of horror developers are afraid to do, because obviously the things people get most excited about are those subtle things that could easily be missed but are really cool when you do see them. And so I feel like what you've done here is you weren't afraid to have things and put a lot of effort into things that could be missed. In fact, I did miss a lot of things, but you just set all this up in such a way where I was pretty much guaranteed to notice some things. I was guaranteed to notice enough that it would still form like an engaging story. And that's hard to do as a developer because, it sucks to see things that you worked hard on go unnoticed.
One of the things we actually did was we knew that you were probably going to miss a lot. So we put in more than we thought was necessary. If it felt like it was just boom, 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 thing after thing after thing, it's because we knew that you were going to miss some of it. And so we wanted to make sure that you still saw enough.
Yeah.
And if you did miss stuff, the viewers would still notice it.
Oh, okay. Here, something actually happens. It should be slightly familiar.
Well,
I didn't
something
understand
happens,
this either.
but
They
the geometry-
claimed that there
Don't
was
say
something,
anything.
but they never even told me, so I don't know either.
It's a reference to one of the things you've played in the past. I want to see if you can recognize the geometry.
I think it's here.
Now, I
It's just
will
the
say
whole area,
this.
this whole floor.
I will say
Oh,
this.
really?
The fact that... Now, I didn't notice... Whatever you're trying to show me, I didn't notice it at the time. But if you're talking about something that I played in the past, just simply the way we have, like, the columns here and the gap above between, like, the wall and the ceiling, it sort of reminds me at least a little bit of that one, like, the liminal house area in myhouse.wad.
Boom! Yes! Bingo!
Nice. Awesome.
Oh, that's where I recognize. Thank you.
It's the exact same
This
floor
entire
plan.
floor is the layout of myhouse.wad's house.
That is so cool.
I did it in such a way that it's not obvious. I don't even know if the viewers noticed. I don't think the viewers noticed. But I just wanted it to be an area that felt familiar.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool, because you know what's cool about that is that that's actually faithful to that map, because every area, or most areas of myhouse.wad were just like different variations of the architecture
That's my
of the
favorite
house.
thing about that mod.
Yeah, and so to see it here, like across games, that's really cool.
myhouse.wad and the Complex Found Footage are the two games I take the most inspiration from when it comes to liminal spaces.
I
'cause
think
they
my
do
house.wad
it
is very
perfectly.
underrated for what it's worth. I don't think many people know much about it. I haven't seen people talk about it like at all.
I've seen tons of people talk about it, even like Mark. Not Mark
Well, you went looking for it, didn't you?
Yeah, but a lot of big YouTubers have played it.
Well, anyways, going along with the fact that this is the floor plan from something that you've played, that actually fits in a bit with the idea or concept that you're trapped in your own consciousness here. It's some vague memory of yours.
That's brilliant. It's yeah. So it's like it's
That's just a theory.
From the fog theory.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching.
Yep.
You're alone.
Are you still in adventure mode?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't changed it.
So we get to see this again. Turn around.
Oh, this is the.
Oh, I actually couldn't go back down. Remember.
Oh gosh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Your GUI still up? You see it covering the whole screen?
Yep.
This is the way it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
I just see a white box. I'm stuck facing the sky.
Good job.
Now, see, I actually have ideas. So the way this played out, I actually have ideas for how to integrate this into the story, like going forward.
That sequence was also my idea. I'd like to mention that.
Yeah, that is really cool because it was almost like giving me permission to like officially end the series.
Mm-hmm. That was actually
Also,
all of our voices.
I don't know if you
really?
noticed. So.
Yep.
So the frames, the images it showed, I made a screenshot of one from each episode of every single time Herobrine, not every time, but one from each episode of times Herobrine had been watching you. And I recreated them from the perspective of Herobrine. And then
That's
sorted
so
them in the
cool.
order of how far away they were from you, so it looked like it was approaching you.
Yeah, I told him to change the skin so it was accurate, but I
took
don't
me
think he listened.
2 hours.
Well,
to
see,
get
here's
those
the thing.
initial screenshots.
Here's the thing. I'm actually
not
glad
going
you
to
mentioned
changing
that.
the skin
First
again.
of all, that idea is really awesome, and some of the viewers did notice. So that's really cool. People actually did point that out. The other thing is, I actually did have a story reason that I was going to think of for like why that was going to work. So I actually was going to work that in. Because it is using the skin that I use for like the mod showcase series, but canonically I've been thinking that like, that character was part of this same wreck. They just ended up like in a different land. And so I was actually thinking something that I established in the previous episode is that they sort of have like almost a psychic awareness of each other, even if it just comes across as like vague feelings. So I was thinking I could actually do something with that.
Oh, that explains why you didn't use the Starlight skin I gave you.
Yeah, well, because it's technically it's a different character, but I do consider them to have a connection.
Okay.
All right. So did you actually get the message from after the disc was done playing? I noticed there was a skip in the video where it should have been.
A message after it was done playing.
Oh yeah, the message in chat saying your config was re-enabled.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
I think
guessing
you know what?
didn't get that.
Maybe I accidentally cut that because I wasn't talking. But I did see it.
Okay.
Okay, I thought it took too long to trigger. I was like, where is it?
Yeah, no, but I did see it though. I did see it.
Yeah, I was worried that didn't actually go through.
Yeah. So basically, my world will function as like a regular like from the fog like thing now.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. In which case, you could actually open the config
Yep. Awesome.
if you wanted to check
Here.
the new features out.
Yeah,
Let
I
me
actually
give,
didn't notice the barrel the first time, which is cool because it's almost like I actually really like the idea that the barrel was here because I don't know if like what you guys were thinking was that like it was placed there afterwards or if it was there the whole time and I just had to rediscover it. I don't like what were your thoughts on that?
It was just a way to give it to you.
Yeah.
We didn't.
To be honest.
I got scared when you said that you went through the thing and you still didn't see the credits. I was like, he didn't get the disc. I thought
Yeah.
Nox accidentally didn't change the code because when we were testing it initially, this was too deep in the ground and it was under the sand. I thought that happened.
Yeah, so what happened was I had finished recording. I had recorded like an outro and everything. And then I went to DM you right afterwards because this was like right before New Year's, and I was like, I got all this editing ahead of me. I really got to talk to Bret like to make sure that we get this done so that it can come out on December 31st. And so I was really annoying Bret while he was working, but I was like, okay, I know you mentioned credits, so like just let me know if I missed anything in case I did, because I don't want to have to like come back for like a 2-minute like real end. And that was when you told me like the thing you told me the thing on the beach, and so I was like, okay, say no more. I'm just gonna go check
I
the
said,
beach.
did you see the barrel?
Oh, did you say did you see the barrel?
I think I said that. I was like, did you find the barrel? And you didn't answer. I was like, okay.
Yeah, no, and so I because I didn't want to know exactly what. I was like, okay, I'm not gonna read any more. I'm just gonna come back here. I checked the ship first, and then I noticed this over here, and I was like, okay, that's probably it.
We were all sitting here stressed, like, is it broken? Was it working? Did it work correctly? The entire time this was happening. And
every
when
time
I
you
said, did
upload a
you find the
video-
barrel? Did you find the barrel? And then you go and you don't respond, like, oh shit.
And in response to the question you asked at the very end of your video of whether or not we stressed every time you changed something, yes.
You actually, I'm gonna throw them up on the screen right now. You actually sent me like screenshots of your Discord chat, and it was like the Discord was on fire. All of you running around screaming.
Yeah,
Like
the one
you
turned off auto config. We panicked.
in the distorted world, how the like little tower thing for Liberty is different. I built that like last minute when I saw that you had released a new video. I was like, oh crud, what'd he change?
It's a good thing, I guess, I didn't do more building in that part, because like I almost did, but I was lazy. I literally only put it out because people kept asking for it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
So we all would have freaked out. We were done with it. We were basically done when that came out. And we were also scared that you built something or messed it up, and then Nox came back and said, no, it's fine.
Yeah. So
I remember back when it was early in development, and back when it was like, I think we were like maybe halfway finished with the project, and you posted that video of like, I don't remember which one it was, but the one where you built that entire like top floor. And I see that you posted a new video. I'm like, oh, that's not good. I hope it didn't change much. And then I see that you add an entire floor, and I'm just like, oh no.
That was the build episode.
yeah, slice of life. Actually, if you recall correctly, after that video was posted, I sent you a message asking for an updated world download. You replied, "Here you go," with the link.
Yeah, we were sure that was going to tip you off to something.
Before I released From the Fog, it wasn't. I think it was actually. I started making From the Fog when I found your channel, which it wasn't October 2021, which is when it was released. It was actually June 2021. You are, as it stands, my favorite YouTuber still.
Oh, thank you.
And you were then. I had to release something as like an emergency because we were working on Mystery Manor, and we didn't have anything coming out, and we already had like a tiny community. So we were like, okay, I got to get something out. So I went and I found an old project file of From the Fog, took it, threw it out, and it became our most popular mod, but it only had like 2,000 downloads. I was like, we need more attention to this. People would freak out if they knew this was a thing. And so I went to your Discord and started basically begging for you to play it.
You know, you guys just hit 1 million downloads, didn't you?
Yep.
Yeah, recently.
Awesome. And I also saw you guys put out that like really awesome trailer a couple months ago.
Yep, that was made by a normal person. And that's his name. Not
You know, it's crazy because like this whole update was so personalized, and like I could tell that you guys were doing like so much work on it that every time something crazy happened, my emotions sort of came in 2 stages, where at first I was like, and then I was like, aw.
So actually, would you like to test out the system that we used to create all those custom encounters in your house?
I'm sure I wouldn't know the first thing, but I could take a look.
It's actually a little easier than you'd expect. I'll send the command for it.
Wait, hang on, my thing is being obscured from the. Wait, did you hang on? What's happening? Oh God!
I don't know.
He's grittying away.
Spawn event. There we go. And now that's placed. I can't see it because I don't have debug mode. But now if I do the other one, can somebody deal with these guys?
Yes.
Jump scare sighting. On sighting. Instant jump scare. Spawn event. Okay, and now I guess they're both there.
Yep. Let me go ahead and set the delay to 0. That way it can reset.
All right.
There we go. And now, wherever your detector was, go ahead and walk towards it. Make sure you're not facing where Herobrine spawns, because he cannot spawn if you're looking at him.
Okay, somebody with debug mode is gonna have to guide me.
It's right here, right below me.
Right below. Okay, so let's back into it.
Is anyone else looking at him?
Oh, probably
Oh, he's
me.
there. No, he's there.
Oh, there we go. Yep. Oh, that is so cool. So you can actually that's incredibly intuitive.
GameDokter's building a kitchen.
Yeah, I'm making a desk.
No, it's liminal. It's a desk on the beach.
Oh yeah, it's a great idea. New Webster
Next
photo
map
idea.
from the new map from the developers of From the Fog. Desk on a beach.
Yeah, actually, it's crazy
Okay,
how
well,
much From the
this is
Fog, like, oh, there you are over there. It's crazy how much From the Fog actually affected the way I did things, because, like, the reason Miskatonic is built out of, like, all nether trees is because I didn't want Herobrine to be able to burn the house down. I started using, like, all kinds of lighting except torches. Like, it completely changed the way I played.
When you first started playing that way, I was like, damn you. I was trying to find some way to fuck with you because I was like, he needs to not feel in control. That's what the glowstone thing was for. But this did it a little bit better.
Yeah, that was the first time you messed with me directly, and actually, how did you do that? Because I didn't put the world up for download until the very end of the series, and I was told you did some craziness.
I'll show you.
Okay.
So, I'll explain now. I didn't have the world, but I had your video. And okay, so the sun sets in the, let's see, which way is this? East? Sun sets in the east and rises in the west in a Minecraft world. So I went off of that primarily. I watched as you went to your house the first day, and I saw that you had, that like when you first looked at the sunset, that the sun set that direction. So I used that to figure out east, west, and I used that primarily to figure out which way you needed to be facing and where the door was when you walked in to spawn the event. So I also had a little marker. There's a little marker upstairs. Follow me. There's a little marker upstairs in your room, inside of your bed. You can't see it because it's invisible. That tracks your bed. There's also one in your door. I don't remember exactly how it triggered, but I believe I used the bed to detect if it was your house. Because if the bed was close to the door, then that means it's your house because you don't have your bed anywhere else. So, using that, I then took the direction that the sun was facing, so east, and I subtracted the blocks directly down to where the glowstone was in the wall. And then set it to air.
Using a /set block command.
Look, if that had happened to me, and independent of any statement of you, I had tried to tell the audience that you had done that, I would sound like a ranting crazy person. Like, nobody would believe me. That's absolutely insane.
I built a clone of your house in my world to help me with it. It's the exact same orientation as this one. There is no difference.
This is like what happens when, like, the CIA wants to gaslight someone.
Also, the reason we were so afraid of the End Crystal, let me give you a demonstration of their power.
No, come here, put it in his house. Put it in this house.
You clearly
let's
haven't
demonstrate it
watched
over here.
the
We might as well
video
do it in the
where he's-
library, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, why not? Let's go do that.
I mean, because look,
think
the whole
everyone's
audience
curious.
wants to see it. I actually thought about backing up the world and having that be like the post credits, just because I knew people wanted
I
to
like
see
the
it.
Among Us thing.
Yeah, like just to finally acknowledge it after all this time.
It almost made me cry because I knew once you said that was the end.
Everyone ready?
Now let's play a neat little game where you take a bow.
Oh, hey,
and
triggered
try
that
to shoot
time.
glass.
Oh, I want to play that game. Here, I'll play the game.
All right, do it.
Shoot the glass.
Yeah, such a fun game. Oh my god.
Whoa! Oh, it actually did. It actually. Oh, it was exactly as catastrophic as I hoped.
I did break the glass. Look at me, I win.
No, you did win. That was actually the only way you could have broken the glass.
Do you see why we were so scared? End crystals are no joke.
Especially if Liberty and Percy were there, because like I knew they exploded like if they were hit, because I fought the Ender Dragon, but like I guess I never
They
got
are
to see
the
their
strongest
destructive power
explosive in the
because they
game.
were on obsidian towers.
I enjoyed watching you get scared of getting near it or being down here with it.
Because I
Especially
wasn't
with Percy
afraid.
and Liberty.
Yeah, I wasn't afraid of setting it off because I was like, how often am I going to be running around like flailing a click around? But then I was like, oh god, they are messing with my world. They could do it. Like,
Here, let me drain this water. Little lag spike. There you go.
oh my god, look, all the Liberty and Percy just flew in. All the fish were hitting the roof.
Oh, you
This
should
should
see
be
the
fun.
ocean right now.
Hang on, I'm gonna get. Oh
Y'all ready?
my!
Oh yeah, let's watch this.
Alright.
Oh
I
damn.
would like to note, I am the least destructive person here. Oh my god.
You were the one who placed
Fly.
that command block.
Uh-huh.
Only after it was blown up.
Fair
Fly
enough.
up through the glass. Look at the damage we've caused.
The boat's just floating atop a pillar of water.
Imagine how much sponge you'd need.
Oh man.
Oh goodness. Yeah, here I can.
Oh no, the
actually
crops are
undo
dying.
this issue.
Aw.
Oh, they're not dying. They're
There we
still
go.
there.
Lag spike.
Oh
Here you
god.
go.
And the library will flood once more. Oh,
More
this is
than
so
more.
cool because it's like so dark down here now, and there's just water flooding in. This is like the house, like 100 years from now, when it's all abandoned.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Alright, I say that's enough goofing off.
All right,
Yeah.
I think we've about covered our
I think we've
bases
covered
here.
everything.
I've learned the absolute like chaos that was in charge of my world, that I placed in charge of my world inadvertently. Oh god, but this was super valuable, and I think the audience is gonna like just love to see all this.
Oh.
All right, where'd Knox go?
Probably what he does in the SMP, trying to find a way to scare us.
Is Knox Herobrine in the SMP?
No, he was been begging me for a trolling toolkit.
Well, that's okay because I just
Yeah,
turned
I
around and got
haven't been
jump
begging.
scared
Oh,
by Knox
yeah,
staring
it's
right
Knox
down.
Alibi. Is this the normal one? Or
Yeah,
the
the-
spooky one?
The spooky normal one.
Oh yeah.
So the one I made.
Yes.
Edited.
All right.
I'm not taking credit for C418.
So, this seems like a good place to end it, and thank you guys so much for putting all this together and for your immense dedication, both to the mod and the crazy amount of service you've done for this series, because I feel like we both like helped each other grow like so much through this experience. And
Yes.
if you like this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more creepy and comfy content. If you have any ideas for other videos you think I should do, the best place to suggest that will be at the Discord, which I will link in the description. All relevant links to Lunar Eclipse and the mod and their other work and their servers and Discord and whatnot will be in the description as well. And if you want to support me on Patreon, that link will be in the description. And as always, I will see you in the next one. That was creepy.